Hello, friends. Welcome to my first podcast. This is my first podcast I'm recording, and I'm really excited for it. Today, I have with me a special guest. He's also my colleague, Mr. Moinuddin. Thank you so much for my first podcast and being
Thank
my
you.
first guest. So, how are you feeling right now?
Thank you. I am really excited. To be very honest, this is also my first podcast. And let's talk about the topic of today's podcast. What will be the topic?
The topic will be the history of UAE.
Okay.
I think we can give a brief history of UAE.
Let's get started by asking you a question
Mhm.
that if the UAE history has been started in 1971 when it became a federation, or it has been a thriving region way before.
So the history of UAE as we see it today is completely different. UAE region was inhabited as early as 6000 BCE, and you have people doing trade. Due to its close proximity with the Arabian Gulf and the Indian Ocean, and they were good trades in like pearls, fishing, and if you go with the archaeological discoveries revealing stone age settlements, so as I said, as early as 6000 BCE. And if you fast forward to 19th century, it was called the trucial states, wherein all the sheikdoms, not the kingdoms but the sheikdoms, they had this treaty with Britain, wherein they would provide them security and have a secure maritime trade. Yeah, and I think this led to a political. It became a political hub, and it led to a transformation of UAE. And then in 1971, it became a federation wherein the six emirates, if you talk about Abu Dhabi, Ajman, Fujairah, Al Quwain, and Sharjah, it became UAE. But interestingly, Ras Al Khaimah joined in 1972 as a federal in a federal constitution setup.
Nice.
So yeah, this has been in the history, and if you see like from 1971 until now, it has made a huge transformation. Be it in trade, infrastructure, healthcare facilities, and so many things to talk about. Yeah.
That's
A big change in the history of UAE that shaped the history of UAE after 1971, or say like early 80s or early 90s. What do you think was the biggest shift?
I would say when UAE discovered the oil reserve, so it led UAE to diversify in multiple things. They are not relying on only oil. Okay, so
So like you're saying that from the oil wealth, they only did not only stop there only.
yes,
So
yes,
they
yes.
diversified into like let's
Yes.
say trade, trade,
Tourism, trade,
infrastructure,
transportation.
real estate.
Yeah, you see
all
the
those
metro
things, yeah.
nowadays. It's keep increasing. The
Yeah.
infrastructure is keep increasing.
Hmm.
So, what do you think that Dubai has reached to which point of statistically in all over the globe?
So I think if you talk about in 2023 only,
Mhm.
I think it contributed around 11% to the GDP of UAE.
That sounds
11%,
great,
yeah.
amazing.
And I think tourism has been taken very seriously in UAE. They it's like a melting point of all the cultures, all the countries. They are coming to UAE. It is such a strategically geographical location. If you talk
True,
about from
true.
tourism point of view.
True.
But I'm a traveler, and I like traveling to different countries. And I think the location of UAE is just in the middle of
Yes,
on the
yes,
globe,
yes,
and you
yes,
can
yes,
go
yes.
from east, west, north, south. You can
North,
go from
south,
there.
exactly,
So it's
exactly.
really good. So I think that's what contributes to
True.
the GDP. 11%. It's a huge number.
It's a huge
It's
number,
a
to
huge
be
number,
very
yeah.
honest. People are more, it's keep increasing like.
It's- as they say,
Yeah.
Habibi, come to Dubai, and they've taken seriously.
Yes, true. That's a nice. I really
So
appreciate.
so that's the thing.
So what do you think about the GDP is 11% increasing? So what would be the exact or somewhere amount you can say?
So like in monetary terms, if you talk about, I think in 2023 alone, it was 223 billion dirhams.
My
It's
God.
a staggering number. People won't believe, but this is the real stat.
223
3 billion
billion.
dirhams. Yes.
My God, that's a
In
huge
tourism
number.
alone, and just forget about real estate, transportation,
Yes.
healthcare system, all those things,
That's huge. That's
and
huge.
oil as well. So just
Yes.
11% coming from your tourism only, it says a lot about a country. It says about how the country safe is for the tourists who are
True.
coming in here.
True. Agree
So
with you.
that's a staggering number. So Moin, tell me, I've always wondered this: how UAE has become, strategic port location for shipping industry. I mean, the shipping industry it's huge.
Yeah.
Tell me something about the shipping industry and the ports here.
Yes. So since we have already mentioned about the geographically position in the world, UAE has the best location. So since you have mentioned about the UAE geographical position in the globe, it's like center connected to the three major continent, which are Asia, Europe, and Africa, that has a natural gateway for a
Okay.
global trade. Okay,
Okay.
and amazing part is the it has three major seaports, like port of Rashid, port of Fujairah, and port of Jebel Ali, and those are completely free. Not a single
Oh, it's a
dirham
free
you
zone,
have
yeah.
to. Yeah,
It's
it's
a
not a
free zone.
single dirham they will charge you if your ship is coming to make
That's
it
interesting.
trade here in UAE.
And if you go to any other country, any other port, they will charge.
They will
So when you
100% they
yeah,
will charge
yeah.
you, but here it's completely free. That's make a special position in all over the globe as a business, as a top trade. UAE is the leading we can say in a
Right.
UAE.
And also, I think the major choke point for international trade in terms of oil transportation and cargo transportation, the Strait of Hormuz has an easy access, via Dubai. So I
Okay.
think that makes it a more advantage position for UAE.
That's a
So,
critical actually.
I think that's why the
position.
shipping industry is thriving here. I mean, that's the good reason.
True.
It's
That's
been
how.
such a natural gateway for international trade.
True. That's how the business is booming here in UAE through the ship, cargo
Shipping
ship.
industry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
shipping industry.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's great. So I think we are coming towards the end of our podcast.
True.
So I think
It was really
it,
fun.
it was really fun talking to you and
Yes,
talking
yes,
about the
same.
deep history of UAE. I mean, we cannot cover everything in
Exactly,
5 minutes.
within 5 minutes.
Within
Since we have 5
minutes,
minutes
yeah.
of slot.
So
Yeah.
that's fine. But still, we enjoyed this podcast,
True,
very
true.
first podcast, and I just want to ask you and want to conclude this podcast, by asking you what one thing you like about UAE.
One thing I
I
like
think there's so
about
many things like about UAE. It's tax free.
Yes. It's a completely tax free. It's just a 5% tax.
But your personal view, like one thing you like about UAE.
Yes. What one thing I like more about is the security of this city. And what about you, if I may ask?
Uh, I'll be very honest. The one thing I like, two things I like about UAE is that it's tax free, of course. Okay. Second thing, as we were talking about so many things about being it at a good geographical location.
Yes.
So this location has an advantage, as a traveler for me to travel
Okay.
to so many countries.
Okay.
It
So
is
you
just-
can go to Europe, you can go to India,
You
Asia.
can go to west, east, north, south, wherever
North, south.
from
Yes, yes,
Dubai
yes.
is just at the center, or the UAE at the center of the Middle East.
Mhm.
It just gives you access to all the gateway to all over the world. So I
That's
think
so
that's
nice.
the advantage. If you are a traveler, you like traveling.
Exactly. That's a very valid point. You can.
I mean, you're living.
It was a very nice podcast. I can
So
say.
thank you so much for coming to my first podcast. Thank you so much.
It was really fun.
Really fun to be, to having this podcast with you. And
Yes. I am also glad to be a part of this podcast. Thank you so much, Mr. Ravi.
so we'll conclude this podcast. Thank you so much for watching us, and I hope and we hope that you enjoyed this podcast. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you so much.